In 1977, Evan Goff came to speak in our chapel service when I was at Bible college. I was a first-year Bible college student, and he preached a sermon. Now, when I say he preached a sermon, he preached an outline, and he made a lot of fuss about the particular outline. In Acts 26, Paul is giving his defense before Agrippa, and here was the sermon. Agrippa trembled, only Agrippa trembled, and Agrippa only trembled. It almost seemed as if that was the big idea. It wasn't, of course, because Evan was preaching an outline, and he was trying to get us to remember something very simple about the passage. This is the big idea that I've worked out since then. I've actually sat down and I've worked through that sermon. It's interesting that after 30 years I still remember it, but this is what he was trying to say. Everybody should be given a chance. Everybody in the whole world should be given an opportunity to either receive or reject Jesus Christ as their own personal Saviour. And here is a case study of one man, King Agrippa. It's almost as if Agrippa is on trial before God and not the other way around. And for much of that sermon, he went into the details, into the dynamics of what was happening in Agrippa's mind and in Agrippa's heart. Agrippa trembled because he thought Jesus Christ had been done away with. The Jesus problem had been solved. Surely it had been solved when he was crucified. And then only Agrippa trembled because he was sitting there with his friends. He was there with his sister and with other officials. And he was the only one who trembled. And then, unfortunately, Agrippa only trembles. He doesn't take the next step. He seems to ask this question: do you really think, Paul, with one sermon you can turn me into a Christian? Now that's a good place to conclude with, because Peter preached one sermon, 5,000 people came to believe in Jesus. The conclusion, and the thing you want most, is for people to believe in Jesus. And that's why I wrote down my key word. Now, I've preached this twice. People have responded to it very favourably, and if you're listening, Mr. Goff, I've always given you credit for the outline. It is this: this is your opportunity. This is your place. This is your time. And this is a God space between you and the Lord to receive Jesus Christ as your own personal Saviour.